What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Combat Corporation, your source for combat sports. I'm your host, Al, the Postmaster Morrow, and today I got a really cool review on the brand new title boxing Doom Mitts by Jeff Mayweather. Alright folks, so the Doom Mitts, as they're called, I'm really excited to review these because I'm such a huge fan of Jeff Mayweather. Jeff Mayweather is the youngest brother out of Floyd Sr., Roger, and then that goes to Jeff. And he was also a world champion at one point, which is a fact a lot of people don't really know about Jeff Mayweather, and a lot of people don't really know Jeff Mayweather in general. He's not as big as the rest of the Mayweather family, but he doesn't care about that, and that's why I like him. He's probably my favorite coach out of all the three brothers, simply because he sticks to the basics and he works with anybody that wants to work with him, and that's awesome. He'll go out of his way to talk to you. I've had the privilege to work with him 4 times. My coach and him know each other really well, so whenever he comes out to our area, he has a couple up-and-comers that are making their pro debut out of this casino nearby. He'll come and work with our gym, and he's just a great guy. So when I heard that Title Boxing had him design mitts for them, that's amazing. So first off, giving you a look of the mitts, we have my 2 favorite colors. Well, I have 3 favorite colors in the world, going from orange, royal blue, and then gold is number 3. So we got royal blue face of the mitt, which is really cool, with a gold and blue logo. We also have a gold Jeff Mayweather logo here. We also have Jazzy Jeff Mayweather across the royal blue wrist strap, which is really cool. So Jazzy was his nickname when he boxed. And then we have a genuine leather stamp. Now, a lot of people will see the word genuine leather and they'll think, oh, well, that's a step above pleather, which is kind of true, but title boxing, when they put genuine leather, they mean that it's actual leather. Otherwise, they won't put the stamp on this. I believe this is a form of top grain. I forget what it said on the website, but you can tell by the smell and the feel of it that it is real leather. It smells like a new shoe. That's your go-to. If it smells like a brand new dress shoe, it's made out of real leather. Which is surprising because of it looks like a metallic paint for the gold. Normally you smell the chemicals from the paint, but it smells like actual leather. As far as look goes, you also get a mesh panel on the back, and you get a mesh panel towards the top for your fingers. So that's pretty cool. Now, they're called the Doom Mitts for a couple reasons. Jeff Mayweather does a Doom session, and what a Doom session is, it's an endless time round, so there is no time limit. It's basically until Jeff Mayweather says you're done. And Doom sessions also consist of him coming at you, and if he hits you, it's because you messed up. So if he sees you mess up, he's going to hit you. That's another reason why I like his coaching, is because he keeps it real. He doesn't do any fancy rolls, doesn't do any fancy stuff. He just says, okay, we're going to keep it basic and keep you protected, and that's why I like him. So these mitts are designed from Jeff Mayweather in that they're very soft, so when he hits you, it's not going to hurt that much. And I can tell you right now, I've used these a couple times already, and they are very soft. My athletes tell me that, you know, they don't really, it feels like they're getting hit by a very puffy glove. They're nice to hit. They give a nice, good cracking sound. You know, they're already pre-curved, so you really get a nice solid catch, so they don't have to break in. They felt broken in when you took them out of the box, honestly. The gel, it feels like a gel type pattern with the ball in the center. You can't really see it, but you can kind of see how there's an output here. The ball in the center is like an Aircore feel to it, but it's not an Aircore mitt, which surprised me because Jeff Mayweather exclusively uses Aircore mitts because they're soft and poofy and they take a bunch of wear off the shoulders and the elbows. So when he made these, I was really surprised that they weren't Aircore and how small they were. Normally, when you put an Aircore mitt on, they would be out to here and they'd be up to here. And they'd just be really big and bulky, but they would feel light. And what an Aircore mitt is, it basically has an airbag in the center. So when you hit it, it absorbs all of it. This has an air ball in the center that you can grip, and the gel and the layered foams on the inside keeps it nice and soft. So when it gets hit, I feel no pressure on my shoulder, which I really don't. Whenever I've used these, I've used these for about 4 days now, and they feel great. I can't wait to use these for the rest of my life, honestly. They're probably the best mitts I've used as far as overall work goes. You can move really quick with them. They're nice and light. They're good. The wrist strap gives you good wrist support. It's nice and padded. You're going to have no issues with using the mitts with anybody. I've used these with a couple of heavyweights already, and they've hit me as hard as they possibly can with these mitts, and I have had no issue at all. My shoulders feel fine, my elbows feel fine, my hands don't get sore, and the ventilation on the back is actually really good. Your hands don't get too sweaty and they don't overheat, so that's always an added bonus. So with that said, that's the breaking of the glove up close. Broke them down for you. Now let's go over a couple videos, and I'm going to talk while I'm using these. Honestly, these mitts are great. I can't wait to give you my final conclusion on them at the end. Alright, so here I'm working with someone who's been doing it for about a month in my boxing program, and his name is JD. And just a off-topic note, he sparred for the first time the other day, and I'm incredibly proud of him. You know, I brought him to my gym back home, and he did a great job. You know, he kept his composure. He didn't expect he was going to do all that great. He came in and he did his best, and I tell you what, he did a really good job for his first time sparring, way better than I've seen a lot of people, including myself, do. But now let's get to the mitts. The mitts feel great whenever he hits them, and JD, for a tiny guy, hits fast and very hard. He's about 5'8", and he does hit pretty solid. Hey, he got out of the way of that. Good. He smiled even. So that's the point of these. I put him through a doom session earlier. Now we're just working on, just for fun. He said, hey, I just kind of want to get my arms burnt out. So we were working until his arm burnt out. I hit him a couple times. His reflexes were pretty good. His arms are starting to lower a little bit. He is getting a little tired, but I asked him when I hit him with the mitts, did they hurt at all? And he said, no, they felt really light. But the one thing he said about the mitts he likes the most, which is actually really cool, is that the mitts felt like a body. He said, whenever I hit your body, like, when we do the mitts or whenever I spar or play spar, whenever I hit the body, the mitts give me that same sink-in feel, which is cool. So, that's a nice little benefit. So that gel in there is going to make it feel like you're hitting a real body, I guess. I haven't hit these personally. I've only had a couple people hit them. JD's hit them the most. He works with me about 3 days a week, sometimes 2 days, for about an hour each. Sometimes 2. Today was like a 2.5, 3 hour session, so it was a lot of fun. And he's using the brand new Title Boxing Gold stimulant gloves. So those are really cool that we're using Title equipment. But yeah, JD said that he can't complain about these gloves at all. He's switching his hips a little bit too much. I warn him about that. But all in all, my shoulders felt great. My elbows felt great. My hands did not sweat a whole lot inside of these mitts, which was surprising because even though they have the ventilation, they tend to sweat like mad. But, these didn't. These worked really well. These mitts I'd recommend for anyone that's new or experienced as a trainer. I think they're great. Zero complaints. I'll show you a little bit more of me using these. He's dropping his hands a little bit, but that's why I'm gonna hit him eventually. I'm telling him to pull. All right. They're great for everything. They're light too. That's another important thing. You need light mitts every now and again, so you can let your hands fly, and they're great for everybody. Now, to show you that these mitts are designed for defense, I am hitting him a little bit more in this clip here. However, I feel bad. I'm hitting him when he is exhausted. He's been hitting the mitts for about an hour now. He wanted a really good workout. We worked technique for an hour, and then I said, all right, you're done for the day. He said, hey, can we just work the mitts for a while? I want to get a workout. So I put him on the bag, put him on the mitts. And it got to a point where his arms were just falling. He couldn't do it, but I give him credit. He did mitts for a solid hour. So I decided to put him through a doom session. All right, so now that the footage is over, I've still only used these for about 4 or 5 days. And I don't need to use them any longer to tell you that these are, once again, probably the best mitts that I've used as far as overall work goes. I can use speed with these. I can use power, I can use whatever I want, and my body's not going to have any long-lasting damage after that. So that's really, really good for a pair of mitts. Now, as far as anything else goes with the mitts, I don't know where I was going with that one. Alright, so like I said, 4 or 5 days I've been using these mitts, and it already feels like they're broken in. I've used them for about 3 hours a day since I've gotten them. I'm really excited. I think Jeff Mayweather and Title Boxing did a really good job. Not only do they look cool, they feel great. My athletes don't complain when I hit them with these. They are very, very soft for your athlete, so that's awesome. And I tell you what, right now, for a pair of mitts that you need for anything, I mean, you probably can't kick these or use these for knees in MMA, but that doesn't really draw back because these are primarily a boxing mitt. I mean, Jeff Mayweather works with MMA guys, but it's just for boxing. The price point is about $80, which I'm very surprised at because there are mitts like this or with an air core that are in the $300 range, like a winning air core mitt, which I have used once or twice. Feels nothing like this. You know, other mitts are in the 40s and 50s range or up towards the hundreds. You know, a couple mitts that are designed like this, if not a little bit bigger and a little bit more bulky, that have similar support, are in the hundreds to 200s, and some are even in the $300 range. And there's really no point, because when you can get a pair of mitts for $80 like this that work this well, I don't know why you'd spend any more. I think these mitts are going to last me for a very, very long time. They're my favorite mitts I've used, once again, for a whole bunch of reasons. It's not just because I'm a fan of Jeff Mayweather. If you took the logo away, I'd still like these mitts. I think they're great for everybody, and I recommend them to any coach. I give them a 10 out of 10 from the material. There's no smudging, no marking. The stitches are holding up. Nothing's fraying, nothing's wearing. There's a couple crinkles already, but that's normal in mitts. They're literally meant to get hit for hours and hours out of the day. So that's my review and thoughts on the Jeff Mayweather official Doom mitts, and all I can say is Title Boxing outdid themselves with this. So I hope to see you on the next episode, everybody. I'm your host, Al the Postmaster Morrow. Thanks for watching the Combat Corporation, your source for combat sports. I'll see you next time.